Hi. So I promised my coaching circle I would do this. I declared something to them, and so I'm holding myself accountable. So you probably saw I posted about that I was doing this talk in New York, and the title of it is How to Be Yourself. And then I realized, like, wow, this like glaringly obvious truth in that I haven't been being myself, and I decided that needed to stop. So the truth is, I haven't really been honest as I could have been about how hard this has been. So when you see me posting that I was selected for this thing, it's just kind of like, oh, cool, congratulations, Dylan. But you don't know that 2 years ago, I actually couldn't even leave my front door. I had such severe PTSD and agoraphobia that I was barely leaving the house. That's a huge part of why I moved to Vermont. When I lived in Vermont, I hardly had any friends. Um, what happened is all the trauma from my transition finally caught up with me, and I could barely interact with human beings. And I haven't really shared any of that because I felt like it wasn't incredibly inspiring or positive, and I felt like, well, that's really what I say that I am, and that's how I'm here to help people. But what I realized is you weren't really getting the whole story of how much courage it was taking for me to even keep living my life. I was trying to inspire you kind of like implicitly through these posts, hoping that you would maybe read between the lines and understand. And most of you, or many of you, maybe did. But the people who have been in my life that have like actually known what I've been going through, um, they they know more of the truth, um, and that's what it is. But I just realized it's not incredibly inspiring to just be like, "Hey, I'm speaking at this thing." It's I think more inspiring if you know that I literally have had to like peel myself out of off the floor to be able to like go into New York and like pound the pavement and like make all new friends, like moving back home where I'm from and like facing people that I haven't seen in like 15, 20 years and trying to like interact with them as a new person and deal with their stuff about biases and stereotypes about my identity and like not try to hate them in the process and try to be forgiving and loving and compassionate and and then try to make new friends and literally start my business from scratch in a completely new city in New York, by the way, of all places. You see me like taking the train and like at these things, I'm like busting my ass, literally overcoming my deepest fears and deepest insecurities to put myself up onto these stages in these crowds of mostly heterosis people, environments where like I'm one of very few queer people, and purposely not talking about my identity and purposely not making that my brand or like what I'm known for, and like how it feels to be a salmon like swimming upstream, fighting that resistance and fighting that stigmatization. And so when you see what I'm advertising, I just want you to understand like what a big deal it is. It's a big deal that I got chosen to do a talk at a massively popular festival in New York City, and I get to talk about what I want to. That's taken 10 years of work and definitely not quitting when I totally wanted to quit everything inside of me. And I'm sharing this so that you know the full story, and not because I think that you need to be doing what I'm doing or that you even want to, but that you understand that I'm not bragging about myself when I put these things up. I'm trying to inspire you with like what you're pursuing and what you're going after, because this is what I've wanted to do since I was 14, and I came so close to giving it up forever and almost taking myself off this planet and not doing what I said I wanted to do and not doing what I believe I'm here to do. And so when I tell you, hey, I'm doing this panel with these three amazing people in South by Southwest, it's not like this badge of honor, like, oh, cool, I'm at this really popular thing. It's like, I made all these new friends, or I made new friends, and I've worked so hard to network for professional and personal opportunities where my value is appreciated and people, want to work with me, like, and being picked for other things. It's from month after month after month of putting myself out there when I didn't think I had anything left or anything to offer anybody, and continuing to do it anyway and be courageous in the face of such profound diversity. I just felt like I was skipping over that part of the story, and just the news of announcing that I'm doing something probably isn't as inspiring as you knowing the whole behind the scenes. So I just want you to know there's a whole lot more, and I'm going to do a lot better job at telling you that so that you can get what you need to for your own life between the lines. I've been kind of skipping over things, hoping that you would get it, and that makes absolutely no sense. So I'm going to stop doing that. Even sharing as much as I have has been an act of courage, so I'm just going to give myself some grace about that. But I know that I can do a better job, and if I'm going to get up on stage and talk about how to be yourself in 2 weeks, I think I definitely have to do a better job at walking my own talk. So, okay, I did it, held myself accountable. Thanks for watching.